What's going on, guys? So today we're gonna take a look at the HG Iron Blooded Orphans 1 to 144 Hekija, and this is of course the final suit we saw from the Turbines before they, well, sadly ended. And it's a very interesting suit. It's almost kind of a culmination of the technologies they've had up till this point, and some of the differences that they've had uh, from the other suits. Take a quick look at the box here. Of course, you get, for some reason, the obligatory two Hekijas on the front here, just like all the other Turbine suits. You end up with both of them on the cover. Although it did seem like they produced this a few times in the series, but we only really follow one of them, and that was Laughter's. Sad, sad things. Even though technically speaking, I think Hush piloted this longer than Laughter did. So let's take a look at it. Really, explosions in space, stuff like that. No big deal. And we got HG Iron Blooded Orphans there. Hekija, real short name. Bandai 2017. Package contains one set HG1144 Hekija product on my subver. Okay. And yeah, IBO banner. Just come to the bottom. And you get the obligatory rear and front shot there. The Tobiguchi blade can be secured to the waist. Oh, okay, so that's what that weird, like, ice climbing axe is. Nice, Tobiguchi. Nice. Front shot there. Action shot. So we see the gun there. We see the blade on the back. Equipped with bayonet rifle that can be secured to both arms using the rotating blade. That's pretty cool. I like that. And enjoy creating poses by using its whole body structure. Says that every time. Equipped with Tobiguchi blade. Also recreated transformation into the assault form. Rotating blades on both arms can be extended, and I guess it's talking about these new feet transformation. Bayonet rifle can be secured to the waist. Excellent. And arms removed by partialization. Yeah, okay. And front shoulder arm removed so the arms and machine can... Okay, cool. And shown with action base 2. Yay for that. Moving on. Come to this side. Number 30 in the line. Hekija. You can get the shot here. Now, I am sort of doing these out of order because I really just wanted to get these turbine suits out of the way. And we've got BandaiHobby.net right there. Come around to this side, and you do get the customize your stuff with with different option sets. Oh my god, I can't talk, guys. Okay, so it's showing stuff there: rocket arm launchers, grenade launcher thingy, the shoulder quad launcher. That's about the only weapon we actually see them really use. I mean, technically, Lupus does use these in the fight against the mobile armor, but yeah, other than that, we almost never see any weapons from that. This package contains one set HG1 worth. Okay, shush. And then it shows you the different option sets and what they came from. Moving on. So we get a warning right here. Don't stick Hekija in your 3-year-old's face. It could hurt them. Whatever that says. Packaging and notifications. Problem. Change that. Shush. Okay, polybag little guy on the toilet. Only 1,000 yen. Considering, you know, this is actually a decent kit, that's cool that it's only 1,000 yen. So, come down here. Illustration is by Koma, and background image is by Saito Yoshinobu. Why are you having a problem focusing? There we go. Saito Yoshinobu. Better? Okay. And even though it was their last suit, it's still upside down, guys. And I really dig this artwork. It's just... Koma did an amazing job drawing all of this, and the explosions and the stuff like that in the background, amazing. Gotta love that. So we're gonna do something a little bit different with this build. You thought I was gonna go immediately to the build montage, didn't you? So after a discussion I had with another reviewer the other day, I decided to do things slightly different, at least for this one. And we're not going to do the normal build montage. We are going to go ahead and look straight at the kit. All right. Do you like that little fade shot there? I'm going to bring it in. So here we have the Hekija. Now, if you guys will notice, this is not overly done or anything. This is just built straight out of the package. All I did was follow the instructions, just went straight through. The most amount of work I did was to clear up the nubs. Now, the reason for this is I wanted to show how this thing comes straight out of the box. So if anybody, if you're a beginning builder, got this and put it together, what it would be like. So I'm going to go ahead and review it from that standpoint. So During the unboxing, you saw this thing had plenty of stickers. So we had the sticker right up back here that is all up underneath the face. And you can see a little bit of black there, a little bit of gold there. It comes out a little bit more on this side, so centering that is kind of important, but it looks pretty good one way or the other. You do get this center sticker right here. Same thing right here. Both of those apply, so that way you get the matching green. Over here on the side, this one's slightly a pain because you have to fold it over just right. This one, if I recall, yeah, this is actually the good one. This side is a little bit rougher, if you guys can see that. So some of these stickers really take some patience, especially these right here, these yellow bits. So to kind of unify the yellow and the green, you got to wrap this around, but you have to put it on a very specific way. And you can see right in here and like right there, it has some issues wrapping around. I don't know if I can get that to stay down. Probably not. It's really a pain. Okay, where else are we? Got stickers. Oh, down here on the legs. So these leg armors, you got to put these green stickers on here. You can see I still have a bit of a gap. So you kind of have to decide, do you want a gap on one end or the other? And if you really try, you can kind of scooch the sticker inward a little bit. Probably after it's been set a little bit less time. This one's a little bit better. These are kind of annoying, but I believe they're necessary just to break up this seafoamy green. I do love the colors on this thing. I love this kind of off yellow, like this deeper yellow color. The couple different greens. I really love that. Now, two other very important stickers. These wrists, you have to wrap them around facing a specific way, go all the way around the wrist, and then roll the edges over. Totally a pain, but without it, it would honestly look very boring. Now, they could have possibly molded this separately, like to do with the grays is, where they form as one thing and then you add the wrist. They could have probably done that. Up here in the shoulders, you get these yellow stickers on either side of the sandwich together shoulder joint. And then you get these white stickers that box in right there around the elbow joint. So without it, you wouldn't have all this color separation realistically. It'd be a very, very boring kit. Now you do get the same sort of situation down here on the hips. So you can see underneath and from on top, you get that yellow sticker. Now, where's the... Was there another one? I thought there was another one like right through here. Obviously, there's not. But this thing is a really, really neat kit, guys. So it's very, very different from its fellow turbine suits. All the other Shoky, Hekija, Hekija. This is Hekija, dummy. Roe. It's very, very different. The construction is totally different. I think maybe only the hip joints are about the same. Maybe the elbows. Everything else is totally new, and I love it. This thing has some really cool features. And we'll look at that in a second. Because we're going to look at accessories real quick. So we get the gun. And unlike the box, it does only come in the one color. So, and you can take the little bayonet arm bladey thing here. Fold that away. That just more or less secures it to the arm. So I'm guessing this section up here and then rolling down into the blade is supposed to be like a white or a silver. I don't know. That's just what the box looks like. Stay. She does have one other accessory. The really cool blade. Now this is very different from the ones that we had from the previous option set, the ones that Flowers was using. I thought they were very similar. And with the hook and everything, yeah, they kind of are, but this is a very, very different blade. It's actually significantly larger than those knives. This is pretty cool. I like this. And being a turbine suit, you do get the cutout right there. And you can stick it on her butt as such. Now this one actually goes on fairly nice. It does come off really easy. So you can stick it on there. You can have it facing either way, it doesn't matter. So, yay for that. Now let's talk talk articulation. The head can do a bit of a turkey neck. It's a little tight. Now, due to the way the collar is set up here, you ain't going around. It's just a nice left and right look. That's about it. You can't even look up that far. That's about as good as that's gonna get. The shoulders, you do get the standard captured kind of ball joint polycap right through there. So you get a very nice shrug forward like so. You can rotate all the way around at the shoulder, as long as you move the armor out of the way. You can get a decent high teacher if you finagle everything just right. Yay! Hi, my name's Hekija. Hekija. Now this bicep rotation or this shoulder rotation is a little weird to me. I don't know what it is. It's not secure, and you can see it keeps wanting to split apart like that. So it's like the more you work it, the more it comes apart. It's kind of dumb. So only real fault I really kind of found with this guy. The bicep does rotate. You can go all the way around, but that's a little weird. Why would you? Now it does have nice double elbows here and here. You can get a decent bend out of it if the shoulder's not really in the way, but the shoulder's virtually always in the way. So she can do that number. It's a very, very good bend. It's weird that the suits that have no inner frame have the best like elbows and knees. The wrist, standard IBO wrist, ball joint, yay for that. And of course, the flip out little hidden blades that you can now slice somebody's head off with. I don't know. The waist rotation, you can do about that much. You don't get an ab crunch in any way, shape, or form. No, I was going to show this. Even though it uses a very similar setup, the pistons are now in the back. If I can get the light in there. The back, they're back here instead of in the front like all of its other brethren. That's pretty neat. I like that. Now we come down to the legs. And if not for these legs, leg armors, skirt armors, whatever you want to call them, you could get a better Jean-Claude. That's about as good as it's going to get. Now, come down. You can rotate forward. Once again, the armor is getting in the way like that. You can rotate back, and you can get about that far. Get a very nice double jointed knee. Can do about that far because the armor is getting in the way. If it didn't have this little kick out right here, it'd probably go a little bit further. Now, one thing I like is how far forward the knees come. So you get these nice gray knee pieces here, but if you bend just a little bit, you can get them to open up. But you also get a really cool little detail right here. I like that. They show you something inside, nice and mechanical. I dig it. I dig it a lot. Now, these things, even though they're ball joint mounted, are actually not bad. These are nowhere near as bad as, say, I don't know, region lays. So, yeah. Now, the feet. The feet are interesting because this thing has like a high-speed attack mode. But we'll show how show how it is before that. So you get just a little ball joint and a polycap right there. So you can rock, you can twist. You can go side to side very nicely with the way the joint is set up. So you can turkey neck your foot. You can turkey foot. And you do have a ankle, more or less, up here for the transformation joint. So you can pull this all the way forward, like so. And that reveals a hidden thruster underneath the foot. Now you can also move this heel spike. So you can go flat, I think, to help it stand. And you can tilt it back for attack mode, if I'm correct. Now, it seems like this should go further than it does. I don't know. It's a little weird. But you can get it more or less like this. And so now she's got thrusters here, here, and all there to go very fast that way. One other thing, because these are thrusters up too. Very similar to the way the Roe is, but built into the shoulders instead, you do have the open and closing thrusters. I really dig that. It's really cool. Also like the spoiler here. They went like very age with that. Give it a nice big spoiler. So that's pretty cool. And here she is with the sister suits. I almost said brother suits. The sister suits from the rest of the Turbine line So you got a Hyakurin and the Roe, more or less the same suit, obviously. And just so you guys know, I did pick up a Hyakuri the other day at Hobbytown, so I will be adding that to the collection, and I will be finishing off the Turbine suit shelf. That's hard to say. Very, very soon. Now, I wanted to show this off because this thing is more or less developed from the Roe technology. You can see the similarities here in the backpack thrusters. Obviously, this is a little bit different, a little more tacked on. This is integrated very well, and you don't get the big old boosters kind of hanging out there. But you can see that design. And they did keep... Stand for a second, Roy. They kept some of the normal design aspects, so where normally you would have these big white bits across the chest, you kind of have these green bits, which I like the way these went together realistically. That's really neat. And then you also carry on these on the hips as well. Oops. I knew it was happening as soon as I did it. I was just like, I'm going to knock this over. But I really, really like this. It's different. It's very different from all the other suits. It's even different from these guys. Construction might be very, kind of similar, but in reality, it's not. It's not even the same remote kit. It has everything in here is of itself. Nothing is borrowed from other suits, and I love that. It got its own kit. That's great. Whereas, this guy was maybe new armor, but everything else was borrowed from that one. And, considering the Grazes and the Gundams all use the same interframe, all use the same kind of weapons, even most of the same armor, even if just slightly modified, it's cool to have a very unique kit in the Hekija. But that's going to be it for this part of the review, guys. Yeah, that's right. I said this part of the review. Because what I'm going to do now is actually go detail this kit. That's why I wanted to show it off first, so that you guys could see what you're getting out of the box. So if that's kind of what you base your opinion on of the suit, if you're gonna buy this kit, this is what you'll get right out of the box without doing anything extra to it. If you just take the stickers that are with it and just clean up the nubs, which, mind you, some of my nubs aren't perfect, like right in here, and then on top of the shoulder piece, there's not so great there. But if this is all you want to see, this is the end of the review for you. You can go ahead, and I'll include links on where to buy this guy from Gundam Planet and stuff like that. That's where I got it, down in the description down below. But that's not the end of the review. That's just the end of... That's just the end of the out-of-the-box review. So instead of going into a whole separate thing, let's just go ahead and detail this girl up and see the difference. And to the detail work, we're going to actually use a little bit of Tamiya 6mm masking tape, regular old panel line marker for certain details, my pour-type panel line marker set. Gonna need the knife to clean up some masking areas. I'm gonna use a little stick with some putty on it to do some paint. Gonna use a little bit of my favoriteest dark gray ever, which is MS Phantom Gray, and micro brush, and a bunch of those guys. So nothing that anybody can't get a hold of, and other than the masking tape with spray paint, there's no real advanced methods here. It's all basic building. So let's go ahead and look at the final product. Alright guys, so now after doing just that detail work, we have Hekija looking like this. Now, this looks really, really good. I don't mean tooting my own horn. I mean the extra detail work just to make it complete is what I mean. So little things like these 3 dots right here, those you probably would have never thought about, but even on the box art, it shows that. The areas inside these intakes, those needed to be done. The brown panel lining up here on the chest, up here on the boosters, all the way across down there. Green panel lining right down here and on anywhere else that was green. I had a nice green panel liner. I need to clean that up just a little bit. A little bit of gray panel liner down here on the white bits. A little brown panel liner on the bottom of the feet like so. On the arms, a little bit of green panel liner there. And though you're probably not going to notice it too much, some gray panel liner on the hands and on the weapon. The biggest changes to this thing are all back here. So, I mean, minor gray panel lining here, but it's inside these thrusters that the main changes happen. So, the inside here with the vents, the actual vernier right inside there, that was all meant to be dark gray. They don't give you any method by which to do that. Oh, by the way, I forgot to point it out earlier. It has an actual rear camera. That's the first one I've seen so far of any IBO kit has a rear view camera. So these thrusters, those all got painted on the inside. So the intakes on the front got gray, the backside got gray. These thrusters down here on the backs of the calves, those needed to be gray. So those were all hand painted with my favoriteest dark gray ever. And I can't focus on it for some reason. So yeah, I mean, it's a little sloppy. I did what I could to clean up the edges, and I don't think it's too bad. The thrusters down here just got some panel lining to actually brighten them up a little bit, make it stand out just a little. The butt skirt back here, which actually has some nice panel lines, got that with some green panel line wash. And then this little bit, which I didn't cover earlier, for some reason it does that. As far as I know, it doesn't serve any purpose, doesn't hold on to anything, it's just an effect. But you can see, got some dark gray right inside there. Now, all of the details that I added to this, with the exception of maybe the color, because I bet they used just regular gray panel liner. Everything else, you know, I just chose to do like the brown panel line marker there. On the yellow, I chose to do browns on yellows and reds from now on. It's a different way of going about it. You don't necessarily have to. Now, the head didn't get any panel lining because realistically the sticker takes care of that. And these feet, I didn't talk about it earlier. The feet are a little weird, but we'll talk about that in just a second. The gun is the other major part. So this is something that is beyond normal everyday building. It took the masking tape, masking off all the gray areas, and I spray painted the white first with a little bit of ultra thin primer, extra thin primer, whatever it is, extra fine primer, and then with a pearl white. It just looks like straight white, and I'm okay with that. Now, this wasn't exactly white, but I think for the most part it blends in very nicely. But that's how the gun should look. Now, with a little bit better masking, stuff like that, I probably could have done a better job. But it completes the look. It isn't perfect, but at least from this distance, you can't tell the difference, can you? But it did help. Now, could I have done the same thing back here with the elbows? Probably. But I'm okay with using the stickers for that. But overall, this is how you can make the kit look with a little bit of effort. And I mean, overall build time from start to finish probably took me about 2.5 hours just to build this guy, clean it up, and get it into the original form there with just the stickers pretty much out of the box. It took me probably the same amount of time to paint all the details by hand, and of course do the spray painting of the gun. Now, you could hand paint the gun. It'd probably take a little bit more cleanup, but you could totally hand paint the gun. I just spray painted it to make it quick. Although it still took forever because spray paint, masking, all that takes a while. But overall, you know, this is just an example of what it takes to get a build to just barely the next level. This wasn't a full paint job, anything like that. You know, just painting the details that Bandai themselves want to be on there. Because, I mean, they show you in the box art clearly that, you know, you get these bits here, you get the chest that is dark, the gun is like that. And, you know, so that's what Bandai intends for the kit to look like. And yeah, it's up to you to determine what you want to do with it. If you want to custom paint it, whatever. But for those people who think it's really daunting to do a lot of things, or maybe you're still thinking that, you know, you don't feel the need to do any of that extra work, this is literally all it takes. This is the difference. So here, let me pull it up side by side. So on the left here, I'll do a picture from the front, so you can see the difference in those vents and see the difference on that chest. And then here's a picture of the gun side by side. And then a difference of the vents on the back and the legs. And you guys tell me, I find it fairly easy to do these things. I mean, I just pick up a brush, pick up the panel line marker, whatever, and do these minor details. But I just wanted to show you guys the difference, because normally I do all this work ahead of time before I review it, and you guys just kind of see the process in the build montage, but you don't really know what I'm doing. And I could do a side video, and actually really show the process and stuff like that if you guys really want me to. But I wanted to show the difference between a straight build and just a minor detailed straight build. So this is little more than out of the box with detail. And I feel like there's a lot of reviewers out there who just show you what comes straight out of the box. So you can either go with what's right out of the box, which is what I showed you first, or with a little bit of effort, you can see something like this. And it's up to you guys as the builders to decide whether or not you want to do it, and that's perfectly fine. I'm just showing you an option and how to make it look more or less the way Bandai shows you on the box. And to tell you, it's not that hard if you just put in the effort. And I showed you the supplies. Everything can be purchased online for the most part. It's really not that hard. You just got to pick it up and do it, guys. But that's going to be it for this review of the HG Hekija. And honestly, I really like this kit. It has a couple little foibles, nothing major. Once you got the paint on it, it does add to the kit. So I always try to rate it before and after, and I think after I like it even more with the extra details. I think it needed it. But I will fault the feet for being an issue. So this is awesome. And of course it will be in my best and worst of IBO Season 2 kits down the line whenever I get through all those kits. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have liked this. I hope you liked the comparison that I did between, standard build and just a minor detailed build. And as always, keep on building, guys, and have a good weekend.